Hello, hello, hello. For those of you guys who don't know me so well, my name is Nikki Nash, and I am a business coach for female entrepreneurs. I primarily work with coaches that are looking to build a six-figure coaching business. And that's what this training today is all about. I'm literally here to walk you through step by step exactly how you can build a six-figure coaching business. And it's going to be freaking awesome. I'm keeping it super simple. I'm going to walk you through the exact strategy coaches use. I'm going to walk you through how you can map out your pathway to six figures. And I'm going to talk you through what your next steps can be so that you can get there. So I'm so excited to be with you today. And I'm just going to ask you to do a couple of things before we get started. First of all, I would love, love, love for you to take out a notebook so that you can follow along, work with me, jot down notes, map out your own pathway to six figures, and really take this time for yourself to really focus and get there. The other thing I'm going to invite you to do is that if you have any questions at all, I want you to do one of two things. I want you to either head into my Facebook group, Badass Coaches Club, if you're not already in the group, and I want you to write your question and tag me in it. So you can just tag Nikki Nash and I will check it out. I'll write you back. If it's a lengthy question, I'll even do a Facebook Live or something along those lines to answer your question and tag you back in it. Or what you can do is you can shoot me an email. My email is nick, N-I-K, at Nikki Nash, NIKKINASH.co. So you can shoot me an email with your question. Or what you can do is you can head into, I'm going to add a third way. You can go to my Facebook page, which is, if you go to facebook.com/Nikki Nash CO, you can go in there and then you can just literally hit the message button and send me a message and I'll see it and I'll get back to you. So I am going to really invite you to take this time for yourself to jot down any questions you have and then make sure you get them to me so that I can be of more support to you. And I want you to really pay attention, really listen, and I'm going to offer you a really kick-ass, like literally my best offer ever on how you can take a next step for getting to six figures in your coaching business in the next 12 months or so and really have support from me in getting there. Literally best thing I've offered ever, and I'm only offering it till October 6th. So if you're watching this after October 6th of 2017, I apologize, it is no longer available. So that being said, at least in this format, there may be other options that can totally help you there. But let's get started. So the very first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the number one thing that prevents coaches from reaching six figures in their business time and time again. And the reason that I want to start here is because there's a good chance that you're doing it, and it's not to make you wrong. It's totally not a terrible thing anyway. It's something that a lot of us do when we're starting our coaching businesses. And it doesn't mean that you can't get to six figures doing it. It just will take you a lot longer, and it may take you a lot more energy to get there unless you're special, which, unique from how most coaches work in terms of growing their business. So that being said, I want to ask you guys a question, and I want you to let me know, again, if you're watching this in the Facebook group or somewhere along those lines, let me know if you've done any of these things. But I want you to picture the last, let's say, 3 months of your business, the last 12 months of your business, or somewhere in between. Or if you're just getting started, I want you to think about the last couple of weeks. And I want you to jot down how many different types of programs or products you've either offered to somebody. So if you were like, hey, I'm going to offer people a 3-month coaching package, I'm going to offer them a 90-minute intensive, I'm going to offer them a 3-hour intensive, I'm going to offer them a retreat or a face-to-face intensive, jot down all the different programs that you've offered your ideal client. Or if you haven't offered anybody anything, I want you to jot down all the ideas you've already had, and maybe you're struggling to figure out which one to offer or where to start or how many you want to have live at one time. But I just want you to take the time and jot down all the different program ideas that you've had. And then as you're doing that, I want you to start thinking, for those of you that have sold them, I want you to write down, and if you don't know, go back into your records. In the last year, how many of each of those different packages have you sold? And once you have that written down, I want you to ask yourself, do you know the actual conversion rate of that offer? Do you know how many people you made that offer to, or how many watched your Facebook Lives or webinars or things like that? And then how many actually purchased? And if you do not know answers, just write down the question and then write, I don't know. But the last thing that I want you to write down after you've written down how many different programs you've either offered to people or come up with, how many different um, offerings you've sold. So like maybe you've had 5 ideas. How many did you sell any of? Maybe it's like 3. And then of those 3, how many of each of them did you sell? So for example, if you had a 90-minute intensive, a 3-hour intensive, a 90-day coaching package, a 6-month coaching package, a full day intensive, a live event, a retreat, if you've had all of those options or more, like maybe a mastermind and a group program, I want you to write down how many of those you've actually sold and how many of each, and jot that down. And if you want to go further, write down how much money you've made off of each of those offerings. Okay. Then I want you to, again, if you know the conversion rate, how many people saw the offer, or how many people did you make an offer to, and how many purchased, and get your percentage there. And then what I really want you to do is I want you to jot down how you felt in that entire process. Like, did you feel scatterbrained and all over the place? Did it feel really good and powerful to have so many offers? Did you feel like stressed out all the time? Did you feel like you were making offers out of desperation? I want you to write all of that down. And I want you to really get present to how it felt to constantly make offers in your business. And the reason that we're going to get there is because I have had a lot of different experiences in my coaching business. And I know a lot of coaches who have built really successful coaching businesses. And one of 2 things happens. I'm going to start with number 1. And I'm going to do it by telling you a couple of stories. So when for those of you who don't know my background, I've been in marketing for over 10 years. When I worked for other people, I was doing it for over 10 years. And then I started my own coaching business. And when I worked at these other companies, my last experience working for somebody else was at startups. So I worked for a startup, and then I also consulted at startups. And one of the experiences I had was that people at the startup were so brilliant. Like the people that were engineers and were making the products, literally great ideas, really, really smart people. And what was happening is that we would have like one day we had our hero product. We were focusing on that. We were focusing on that and selling that. And then all of a sudden it was like, actually stop everything. We have this other product idea. We're going to manufacture and start marketing that, and we're going to get pre-sales. Oh, nope, scratch that. We actually have to go back to our original product because we just got another big sales deal. And so it just felt like for me as head of marketing, I was all over the place. It's like, am I focusing on this product? Am I focusing on this product? And I never had the chance to get really, really good at selling one particular product because we kept changing our mind every month, sometimes multiple times in the same week. Like it was just all over the place. Now, fast forward to when I started my coaching business. I literally knew how it felt to be those owners. And when you're in it, it's not like you're changing your mind willy-nilly. What happens is you could have a product and you're selling it and it doesn't get the response that you want. And then you go, maybe there's a problem with the product, and then you change the product. Or maybe you just felt tired of saying the same thing over and over again. And you're like, people aren't going to want this anymore. And I was in my own head and would literally go, okay, I don't want to offer this anymore. And I would stop selling it. Or maybe in reality, you had a package and or a product and you weren't super excited about it. And so you started marketing it, you sold it, you did it a few times and you're like, actually, I hate this. I don't want this package anymore. And you changed it again and you came up with something else. If any of that has happened to you or resonates with you, I want you to just like jot down in your notebook, like, hell yeah, or I've totally felt that way. And just like really keep track of if you've ever experienced this and how you felt. Did you feel like you were all over the place and like, a dog chasing your tail? Or did you feel like you were super in line and when you were selling a product, you were in it, and then when you no longer wanted to sell that product, you moved on to the next one? Really think about that. And here's why. The number one mistake that most coaches make when they're starting their business and trying to get to 6 figures is that they change their focus so many times. They're like, I'm going to focus on this product. No, I'm going to focus on this product. Oh, I'm going to focus on this product. And I totally get it. It can be super easy to do because when you look at a lot of different coaches out there, there are some that have so many different offers all the time that you feel like you need to keep up and you need to keep constantly having something to offer and to sell. And I want you to really get present to some coaches out there that are making multi 7 figures. And I'm going to give you some examples. Think about, Marie Folio. And Marie Folio has B School that she launches in like maybe February, March every year. That's her thing. She launches it. She makes easily like $1 million plus on that program. And then for the rest of the year, she focuses pretty much on her TV show. I'm not really looking into her business, but I'm just guessing the numbers based off of how much the program costs and how many people on average seem to sign up every year. But she has her television program that she's producing and rolling out with content. And then throughout the year, she may have like, one or two other small mini courses that she'll promote or get people to. But primarily her big like money making signature program is B School. And it's coming every year. And people that like maybe didn't sign up one year like, man, I missed it. I'm really looking forward to it next year because I know I need it. So you have that. Then I want you to think about Gina DeVee. Gina DeVee has the Academy, where Marie Folio's program is an 8-week B School. Gina DeVee's program is a 12-month academy. And she launches it every year. And every year she easily makes a few $1 million off of it. And she literally works with women who desire to build an online business for 12 months to do so. And that's her main program. And then she launches that every year. And then if she offers anything else during the year, it's typically like, hey, to people already in the academy, here's your opportunity to work with me one-on-one, either in an intensive or in a mastermind day or something along those lines. Maybe she'll offer a couple of things to the public, but for the most part, she's has the academy, and then she focuses on that one program and then upsells people throughout the program to different things. So she has that. Gabby Bernstein has Spirit Junkies Masterclass, and she has level 1, level 2, and the digital version. And primarily throughout the year, she just focuses on selling Spirit Junkie Masterclass. She also has, a retreat, but her main things makes millions of dollars off of is the masterclass. And then also has, her books that she writes. And, she recently launched The Universe Has Your Back cards that she created with her best friend, Michaela. So like she has some other things that happen throughout the year, but the thing that that's going to happen every single year is every single year there's going to be a Spirit Junkies Masterclass and you can sign up for it. So she has her main signature program. And so what coaches that are making really good money and really scaling their business and being of huge support to their tribe, what they're doing is they're coming up with one signature program, and they sell it over and over and over again every single year. It's coming like clockwork, and they get really good at selling that one program. They get really good at figuring out how many people do they want into the program, making sure that they have the list and tribe size to offer it up to people, making sure if they use affiliates, they have their affiliate program up and running, which all of them do. They have that running and rolling like clockwork so that everybody's talking about the program, getting into it each and every year, clockwork. And then they have their smaller other programs that they have throughout the year that you can join or become a part of, whether you're in the program or not. A lot of times it's mini classes. Like I know Marie Folio had a copy class that came out this year and another one that recently came out. Gina DeVee has one on doing intensives and live events and really mastering sales. And Gabby again has some other programs that she comes, whether it's her membership site or cards or books or things like that. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about how you would feel if you had one signature program that you knew was bringing you 6 figures every year and you offered it time and time again. And it could be one of 3 things. It could either be your one-on-one coaching, and that you'll make 6 figures from one-on-one coaching every single year, and you're going to just have one coaching package that you're going to keep inviting people to buy over and over again. Or if you're at the stage where you're like, I've coached one-on-one, I really get my ideal client, I know how to help them, and I want to scale it. Or if you just know who your ideal client is and how you want to help people and you only want to do group programs, then maybe your signature program is a group program. So I want you to think, do I want to do one-on-one? Do I want to do a group program? Or maybe you don't want to do either of those and you want to have an online course. And so you can have one signature program that you have every year. Amy Porterfield started with her webinars that converts before she started talking about helping people build online classes. So you could have your signature program, and I want you to really take the time and think about it. And what do you want that to be? Now, that is the way I see most people make their millions of dollars as a coach, to be of service to numerous people and to really make a difference in this world at a large scale. The other alternative is you can continue to offer multiple and multiple programs each year. And what I would say to that is just make sure you're getting really good at selling them and really clear on how to do it. I have a friend that makes six figures in her business time and time again, and she offers new programs pretty much every 1 to 2 months because she gets inspired. She wants to do it, and that feels in alignment to her, and it makes her feel good and feel confident. I do not recommend this for most people, but it totally works for her. So I say go with it. But I know for me, that stresses me out. And just from a marketing perspective, I want to get really good at knowing what my conversions are at every stage of the funnel and get really good at improving those numbers till they're so spot on that then I'm like, all right, let me launch the next thing and get really good at that. All right, let me launch the next thing and get really good at that. So that's what I really recommend for people. The number one thing that I say prevents most coaches from reaching their six figures or even their first million is to really have like so many different programs. So I really recommend that you pick one. Now, what does six figures actually look like? Again, you could focus on one-on-one coaching, you can focus on a group program, or you can focus on an online course. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen with you, and I created like a really quick little Excel document on what that could look like, on how you can get to your first six figures, your first $100,000 with your business, doing just that, selling one program. So if you can see that now, you should be able to see all the different options. And so what I've done is I mapped out, okay, what if you had one signature program? What would it look like to get to six figures? So in option 1 and option 1B, we're assuming here that you're focusing on one-on-one coaching and that you want to focus on one-on-one coaching for the next 12 months before you then introduce your next program. And you don't have to spend a year on each program before you get really good at it. You can move faster and faster the more the longer you're in business. But really what I recommend for early stage coaches is to pick one program and focus on that. So right here is an example. If you are building a coaching package, and let's say you have a $1,500 coaching package at first. And what I've done here is assuming that after you start putting in the structures and systems and strategies that I'm going to teach you here, let's say you don't make any money, you don't sign any clients for the first 2 months because you're really focused on getting everything set up and in place. And then bam, you sign 4 clients. You sign your first client, and then your second client, and then your third client, and then your fourth client, all in month 3. And so then bam, $6,000. And that is literally if you sign on 4 clients. And then the next month, you bring on 4 more clients. So now you have 8 clients. And then the next month, you bring on 4 more clients. And now you have 12 clients. And so what you've done is you've started building, okay, I've had 4 clients, I have 4 clients, I have 4 clients. You've now had 12 people invest $1,500 to be coached by you one-on-one and to transform their lives. And what you can do then is now you have the first 4 people that signed up. They're ending their packages, they're moving on, doing the next greatest thing for them. And then what you could do is you can increase your prices, my friend. Why not? You've really shown yourself that you can easily sell $1,500 packages and that your ideal client is willing to invest in themselves that amount of money, whether it's paid in full. These are paid in full numbers, but you can also do it as a payment plan. So let's say you increase your prices to $2,500 in this example, then you sell 4 more, then you had your first 10K month. So you've gone from having your first your first 5K month or above to having your first 5 figures. So bam, it's 4 clients, 4 clients, 4 clients, 4 clients. And let's say, again, people are cycling out. So this is assuming that on this model, your clients aren't renewing. They could, and you can build a completely different model there. But let's say that you've been able to really support your ideal client in a 3-month package, the way that they desire, they've seen transformation, and then you're signing on your next one, or you're renewing your clients. You can work it either way. So in this plan, then after 1, 2, 3, 4 months, you've decided to increase your prices again. So now you've had 16 people invest $2,500. You're like, I feel confident that my ideal client is willing to invest $2,500. I'm flooding with testimonials. I'm good to go. You increase your prices to $3,500. And you bring on, again, 4 clients a month for the next 3 months, and bam, you've hit 6 figures. And that's with you starting at a $1,500 3-month coaching package. So it's totally doable, and you're not even making money the first 2 months. So this is just an opportunity for you to see that, okay, I can make 6 figures. Now, in option 1B that I have here is, again, one-on-one coaching. But let's say you've been coaching a while, or you have a lot of years of experience, or the 1,500 isn't the right vibration for you for a 3-month program. So let's say you want to do 2,500. Here's how you can make 6 figures or more. And in this example, it's or more, selling 4 coaching packages, or selling 1 coaching packages to 4 new clients every month. Again, it's the same model. And you can see here at month 10, which should be right around, here, you've already hit 6 figures, and then everything else is just kind of gravy. So this is just one example for how you can make 6 figures as a coach that's focusing on one-on-one coaching. Now, the second model example here is, what if you want to focus on group programs? And let's say you're going to launch your group program the first time around. Maybe you want to get to, you're only going to launch it once a year, but let's say at the beginning you're focusing on getting really good at launching. So you're going to launch it twice in your first year. And so let's say your group program is $5,000 for some math, which would mean that you need a total of 20 people to take your group program in a year to make 6 figures. To make your first 6 figures. So let's say that for the first 3 months, you are really focused on growing your list, growing your tribe, nurturing that community, and you're not making any offers that are of high value or anything like that. Like, you're not even offering your group program, totally just nurturing your community, building your list. And then what you do is you go, bam, I'm going to launch my first group program. And so let's say it's $5,000, and here you've signed 5 people into your group program. And what I've done here is, I'm assuming your group program, the card is open for 4 weeks, but we're splitting those 4 weeks across 2 months. So let's say the first 2 weeks, or the last 2 weeks of this month, you signed 5 people, and then the first 2 weeks of this month, you've signed 5 people, and then bam, you've just made $50K selling 10 people your 5K group program. So then you work through the group program, people are loving it, you're starting to get to a point where you can get testimonials, blah, blah, blah. You want to launch it again, and again, you bring on 10 more people to do your group program, and you've hit $100,000. Now, these are using, I'm trying to be really realistic here with the numbers and really modest. And again, yes, you could literally have 20 people sign in and join your group program in the first time you launch it. But again, this is what it could look like if they've invested. And again, these are paid in full numbers. And what could be very likely is that you have people on a payment plan in which you're bringing in money all of these months, but this is how much you have banked, or said another way, booked. This is how much money people have booked to work with you. And then let's say you're scaling this out over the months, and maybe you're bringing in somewhere around $8,000 to $10,000 a month instead with the payment plan. Now, option number 3 is very similar, but what if you launched, instead of a group program, you launched an online course? And so this is what it could look like if you took maybe an extra month compared to the group program, or you can adjust these months any way you see fit, and launched a group program that was $997. Now, what you could do here is you bring 25 people in the last 2 weeks of this month, because again, let's say your cart's open for 4 weeks. So you have 25 people sign up. Again, you have 25 people sign up here, and then you're in a 4-week period, you have 50 people sign up for your online course. It's you're making around $50,000 of booked business. And again, you could have that spread out in terms of banked, like how much money you have in the bank if people are on payment plans. So you have that going on, and then again, you offer your online course again, month 11th and 12th. And let's say you get 26 people in the last 2 weeks of this month and 25 people in the first 2 weeks of this month, and bam, you've hit 6 figures. So this is just some examples of how you can make 6 figures in your coaching business. One of the things that I really want you to do is to take the time to think about, what is the one offering that you would love, love, love to sell over and over again? Is it one-on-one coaching? Is it a group program? Is it an online course? Really think about what you would have a lot of joy selling and producing and working with your clients on, and what you think would be a really large value item to your ideal client. Then I want you to think of a price for it, And once you have that, start playing around with the numbers and figuring out how much you would really need to make in order to have six figures in your business. So I just want you to, at some point in the next day or two, really take the time to map out those numbers for yourself. So that's just some nice, easy math, some examples on how you can bring in six figures in your coaching business. Again, if you have questions or thoughts, pop on over to my Facebook group, Badass Coaches Club, and ask to join, and then shoot me a question, just tag me in it. Or again, shoot me an email or go to my business page and shoot me a message. Honestly, if you want the best ways to get me, it's going to be Facebook. I'm going to be honest. I'm on it all the time doing Facebook Lives and free trainings. So if you send me a message in Facebook or comment on my Facebook group, I'll get back to you super quickly. Those are the best ways. I also like that because then I may choose to answer you via Facebook Live because I like to talk things out. And so it'd be easier for me to respond. But those are some ways to do it. So all that being said, so far we've talked about the number one thing that prevents most coaches from reaching their six figures in their business time and time again. We've talked about how you can really actually make six figures in your business and really do that by focusing on either one-on-one coaching, a group program, or your online course. And I've walked you through some examples on how you can make that money. So what I'm going to do next is really teach you how all the six-figure, seven-figure coaches actually doing this strategically. So I'm going to walk you through the strategy they use. I'm going to walk you through the high-level sales funnel they use. And I'm going to do all of this so that you are ready to go so that you can do this for your business. So I've just changed the little Excel tab because I have different tabs for everything. I wanted to make this super simple, so I didn't go my normal go crazy in the PowerPoint department because I love me some slides, but I've decided this was probably an easier way to just kind of map things out for folks. So as you can see here, here is the strategy that coaches use to grow their business. It's literally pretty much a variation of the strategies that I used when I was on the Coca-Cola team, brand team for when I was in business school. I interned at Coke and I worked there and really learned a lot about how they do their business. When I worked as a marketing director or marketing manager, senior marketing manager at Intel, we used very similar strategies. When I was marketing director for my tech startup, again, similar strategies. So it's not just that the strategy will work for your coaching business, it's what big companies are using. And it's exactly what I teach my students when I teach for, or I used to teach for General Assembly all the time and teach digital marketing classes, same thing that I would teach my students. So I know it works. I've had people message me like, oh my goodness, you make things so simple. And I promise you, things don't have to be complicated. We make them way more complicated than they need to be. And the second you sit still and you simplify things, it will get so much easier and you will see so much more success. So here's the strategy. I am literally like looking at the video here, but I just realized that the camera's here. So I'm sorry if I've been looking to the side. I'm look at the camera. So the strategy that people are using is first, they're spending time where their ideal client is. So you want to think about where your ideal client is spending their time. If you're building an online business, which I'm assuming you are, if you're following me, your ideal clients, think about it. Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Twitter? Are they reading certain articles or websites or things like that? Like, where are they spending their time online? And then what you're going to do is you're going to be present there, and you don't have to be present on all of them. You're really going to pick the one, ideally one, maybe two that really work best for you to focus your time on. I always say like focus on one and then the others are just kind of gravy, like you're you're covering your bases. But pick one place where your ideal client is spending their time. Connect with them with a message that really resonates with them, where they're like, oh my goodness, you get me so well. And then invite them to connect with you further. Invite them to sign up for your freebie. Invite them to join your Facebook group. Invite them to do something, follow you on Instagram, whatever it is, so that they can continue to connect with you. Ideally, I recommend that you're inviting them to join your email list or your Facebook group. And then you keep building a relationship with them, and then you make an offer for them to buy. That's the strategy. Be where your ideal client is spending their time with a message that resonates, invite them to connect further with you and build that deeper relationship, and then make an offer for them to buy something. That's how people are making money. And the way that they do that is they have a game plan where they focus on one ideal client, again, unless they're a super big business, but they typically do one at a time. Everybody started small somewhere. You have one ideal client, you have one core message, you have one product, you have one freebie offering or lead magnet, and then you have one traffic driver that you're sending everybody, or you're using to send people to sign up for that opt-in. So that's the game plan. Again, strategy, the game plan. And then when you want to make more money as a coach, how people are doing it is they're getting really, really good at selling what it is that they're offering. The first thing that they do is they improve their conversions across the board. So they look at their entire sales funnel, and they look at, okay, now how can I increase the percentage of people that opt into my freebie? Okay, great. Then how can I increase the number of people that open all my emails and open each email in the sequence? And then, okay, how can I increase the number of people that not only open the emails, but click to buy? And then, okay, now that I know how many people are clicking to buy, how can I increase the percentage of people that actually buy? And all they're doing is they have their one sales funnel, their one focus, and they just keep tweaking it until they're improving it and converting it. And what that leads to is more people selling. Like if you offer the same product and you are tweaking it so that more and more people are converting along the funnel, and you're not spending any more money, you literally have the same funnel and you're just increasing the conversions, and you're getting the same number of people to go through the funnel as before, but a higher percentage of them are buying, bam, you're making more money. The other way that people make more money is that they increase the price of the program. Now, I firmly recommend that you start by increasing your conversions and getting really good at selling something before you just start increasing the price, because you may see less people buying. And so you want to keep the amount of people buying at a good rate and then increase the price. I really encourage you to do what my grandmother said to me growing up, which was, keep it simple, stupid, KISS. And so you've so got this, and really just remember to focus on these things. Focus on your one ideal client. Focus on your one core message. Focus on your one product. Focus on your one lead magnet, and focus on your one traffic driver. Now, for those of you that when I say focus on one ideal client get super antsy, I'm going to share with you some stories. When I was living in Boston, I went to this networking event. I met this older gentleman who was really big at his company and literally a business genius. And he also was used to serve our country. And one of the things that he told me, he gave me an analogy, and it's a war analogy essentially. But if you were in war, and you and your enemies both wanted to occupy a beach, and so you're both on this beach, and let's say you have this beach, and what he recommends that you do is, instead of sending your troops to everywhere on the beach and try to take it over, what you would actually do is you would pick an end, doesn't matter, but you pick an end of the beach and you'd conquer that area of the beach, and then you move on to your next adjacent beach and the next adjacent area, and you conquer that, and you keep conquering it until you have the entire market that you're going after. And I say the same thing for those of you that are but I know my products and service could be of value to everybody in the world. Yes, but the first thing you need to do is you need to support one person and get really good at supporting that one type of person, that one target audience, and get your conversions up so you know what's working, so that they're even reaching your message and you're even able to connect with them. So get really good at that, then move over to the next adjacent, most logical client, ideal client, and keep going until you have this massive scale presence with your business. So that's the one thing I will say. The other thing I will say is that when you think about Oprah or folks that have huge, like Tony Robbins, people who have huge presences, even actors, they didn't start being well known to everyone. They started typically with they had one group of people, one target audience, one core fan base. And so when you think about Oprah, she didn't start having her own show on national television. She wasn't that big from the beginning. She started local television. I think she was in Chicago or something like that. She started small and then grew and grew and grew and expanded and expanded and expanded. If you think about, actors, a lot of times they're in maybe small movies, small roles in movies that people are I don't know who that is. And maybe they have 5 followers that are madly in love with them. And then that continues to grow the more movies they're in and the more their presence increases. Think about yourself and your business that way. Really get really strong with one core audience and then continue to grow. You've totally got this. You have the ability to get to the scale where you can impact everyone. But if you try to impact everyone at first, you're really helping no one, because your message may not resonate. People may not know who you are or whether or not they should follow you. And when I say it may not resonate, when I tell stories about my life and I know that they'll resonate with my ideal client, they immediately are like, I get it. And as my life expands and as I have more life experiences and as I connect with more people, then more and more people will go, wow, Nikki, your stories are relevant to me too. And so when you're thinking about your ideal client, if you haven't figured out who your ideal client is, my best piece of advice is to pick a version of yourself that you've transformed. So I think about, for me, I go after who I was before I was able to successfully build this coaching business. And that's who I look to help. The people that may be struggling, maybe spinning their wheels, have a really powerful message, are out to transform the world. I'm not going to spend my entire career helping other women build coaching businesses. I love doing it. It's what I'm doing now, and I will continue to do it. And I'll probably have these signature programs for a long time. But I have a big time mission for the world to know that it's possible for them to live a life that they're madly, madly in love with. And for them to be able to transform whatever thoughts, limiting beliefs, challenges that are in their way, from believing it and making it happen. And I'm starting with women who desire to build a business, because that was something that I have a lot of joy and passion from, something that really transformed my life. You should have seen me, like, before I started my business, I was miserable working for somebody else. And now I'm living this life that I freaking love. And I know that it's possible from really having your mission, your passion, understanding your purpose and what you were put on this planet for. And so I'm going to help people do that. And I'm starting with women whose purpose and passion is to be a coach. So I share all of that with you guys so that you can totally get where I am coming from. So I'm going to stop the sharing for a little bit so that I can switch the little tabs on my document here. But that's really what I want you guys to get, is I want you to get really clear on the strategy that folks are using. Now, the next thing I'm going to walk you through is the sales funnel, like the high level version of a sales funnel that coaches and folks that are building a big presence for themselves are using. And you can customize it so that it meets your details, but this is essentially the same funnel for everyone. So check this out. What people do is they start off by attracting their ideal client's attention. And so they do this through, for a lot of big time folks, they run Facebook ads. So it could be they have a Facebook ad and they have a photo or a message or something that really attracts their ideal client's attention. For you, it could also be just a post you do on Facebook. It could be your Instagram message. It could be something, but you want to attract your ideal client's attention. The next thing you do is you then invite them to sign up for an awesome freebie. So you're like, hey, I've got this amazing thing. Now that I have your attention, there's actually something that I think is amazing that would be of huge value to you. It's amazing. Sign up for it. And then they put their ideal client either through an email sequence, maybe it's a Facebook Messenger sequence, maybe it's, something along those lines, but they're really then putting them through some sort of sequence to start building a relationship with their ideal client, right? So think about it this way: attract your ideal client, offer them a freebie, have them opt into that freebie, get them into an email sequence. And then in that email sequence, after you've gone through the nurturing piece where they're getting to know you, you've given them more value and tips, you invite them to buy something or to get on a call with you. And so you're like, hey, I have this awesome program, or hey, I'm offering these free calls. Get on the phone with me or buy this program. You offer them to buy. You typically give them like, hey, limited time, or you say there's only a few slots, something to create some urgency. And then they have the chance to buy, and they either choose to buy or not. And again, you go through getting really good at increasing the conversions of all of these phases along the way. Then once you do that, you continue to nurture that relationship. Hey, they didn't buy now. That's fine. that was just a no for right now. And you keep building the relationship. You invite them to maybe be in your Facebook group where you're going to do more Facebook lives and more trainings. You just send them emails. You have them follow you on Instagram, and you do a lot of Insta stories or Insta lives there, or great posts. Whatever you do, you keep nurturing that relationship with them. And then you invite them to buy again later on. You invite them to buy something. You invite them to sign up for something. And then you just keep going through these cycles of nurturing and buying and nurturing and offering and all that jazz over and over again. So that's your sales funnel. That's what big ticket clients do. Big ticket clients, also them too, but big high earning coaches, that's what they're doing to grow their business over and over and over again. So I want you to just jot that down if you don't have it already, and really go, okay, that's what my sales funnel could be. Now that you know what stops most coaches from reaching those 6 figures or 7 figures, you know how you're going to map out your 6 figures, or you at least have an idea. Maybe you're going to do one-on-one coaching. Maybe you're going to do a group program. Maybe you're going to do an online course, but you have some sort of idea of what you're going to do, or you at least know that you should focus on one. You also know that what strategy folks are using, and you know what sales funnel they're using. I'm now going to walk you through how they spend their time. But before I do that, I really want to share something that I think would be of huge value to you, because I'm recommending that you focus on selling one product at a time. I know what it's like to have a million ideas and to be stressed out or frustrated because you're like, I want to offer this, I want to sell it, but Nikki's suggesting that I focus on selling one thing and get really good at it before I move on to the next. Here's what I recommend. I keep a notebook of ideas. And literally what I do is I just write down, like, every time I have an idea of a great program or something that I think would be of huge value to my ideal clients, or another new lead magnet or something, I jot it down in my ideal book. And what I do is I jot it down so that when I'm actually ready to offer the next thing, I'm prepped. And I really sit down and I ask myself, okay, this is a great idea. Now, when I check in with myself, does it feel great right now to stay focused on what I set out to do and to get really good at selling that? Or does it feel good to maybe like introduce this program as well? Now, most of the time, when I was getting started and I wanted to introduce something else, it was literally because I felt desperate for money or so excited about the program that I wasn't really focused on what I was already offering. And what I really think is it's of most service to your ideal client if you're not confusing them with like all the different things that they could buy from you, because then they get to the point of like, well, which one's right for me? So if you're going to create something new, make sure that it's very different from what you're offering. It meets a completely different need. And maybe it's even for like your ideal client, but to solve a different problem that they have. So I wanted to just let you know that when in doubt, when you have a lot of ideas, get your handy dandy like ideal notebook and write that down. So let's get started on how coaches and high earners spend their time. So I just switched over to that screen and or that tab, and I'm going to share my screen again. And these are the 5 things that I recommend you do every single day. First, mindset. Every day at the very least, I want you to spend 5 minutes in silence or meditating. You can do guided meditations. You can just focus on your breathing. You can listen to music and do chanting. Does not matter, but I would say at least 5 minutes just to be still and be in silence. That's all you need, minimum. I also then recommend that you do other things if it really works for you. Like my routine is more than just meditation. I will visualize. I do affirmations. I read. There are a lot of wealth consciousness books and a lot of personal development books that I really choose to read. So you can incorporate all of that into your mindset routine and into your work. So I encourage you to do that. The next thing that I invite you to do every day is to invite your dream clients to either join your Facebook group or to join your email list every day, and be inviting somebody somewhere. You can do it through Facebook ads. You can do it through sharing your opt-in in different Facebook groups. You can share it on all your social media channels. Does not matter. You can go to networking events and have a link to your freebie on the back of your cards. There are a million ways to do it. I'm not going to go through all of them in this, but every single day I want you to focus on inviting somebody new into your Facebook group and or your email list. either one. I mean, you definitely want to grow your list. So I say grow your list and then also subsequently grow your Facebook group every day, new members. Next, I want you to give your tribe amazing free content. That could be the freebie they signed up for. It could be nurturing emails. You don't need to send emails every day, but think of all the different ways that you can nurture your community every day. Keep in mind that not everybody is going to see all of the content you create. You're probably the only one. And if you have a team, your team is probably the only people, maybe your mother, that will see all of the content you create. But I want you to focus on creating great content and providing it for your Facebook groups, on your different social media channels, through emails, just every day. Make sure you're building a relationship with your ideal client and giving them some amazing free content. Next, I want you every day to, every day to make an offer for somebody to buy something from you or to book a discovery call from you. Now, it doesn't need to be in the same place every single day, but every day you should be doing something. So maybe come up with your list of all the different ways that you can invite somebody or places you can invite somebody to work with you. It could be in an Insta story, Instagram Live, or in your Instagram feed. It could be Facebook Live only in your group. It could be only on your page. It could be through email sequences, whatever it is, every single day in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're reaching out to past clients, asking for referrals, going to a networking event, does not matter. But every single day, I want you to make an offer for somebody to either buy something from you or to book a discovery call from you. And if you're going to be growing your list every single day, once you've gotten a certain way through your first person going through the sequence, what I'm saying here is that like every day somebody new could be getting an email from you that's inviting them to buy based off of your initial email sequence as well. But every single day, make an offer, book a discovery call, something along those lines. Really just keep the pipeline of your sales funnel and people wanting to buy from you going. And then the last piece is I want you to spend time coaching your clients, spend time updating your course or your group program, spend time creating like blog posts or some sort of content or some piece of information that will really be of value to your ideal clients. Do Q&A calls, whatever it is that works for you. Some way where you're actually like coaching people, giving back to them, or improving your group program or something along those lines. So I want you to do that every week as well. So this is how I would spend your time. And if you do nothing else but these 5 things every day and every week, you're good. I will be happy. But focus on these because, again, it's all about creating your sales funnel and then getting more and more people through it. That's how you do it. You keep it simple. That's all you have to do. So again, if you have any questions so far or things like that, I want you to shoot me an email. Or really primarily what I would prefer you do, again, is to go into my Facebook group, Badass Coaches Club, and send me a message and tag me, or go to my business page. It's Nikki Nash Co. if you are on Facebook, and send me a message and I'll answer your questions there. So the very last thing that I have for you today is all about the next steps for you to take in order to build your 6-figure coaching business. And these are things that you can do or start doing so that you can get started ASAP. So let me again share my screen. Got that going. And then here's the next steps. So if you aren't already, I want you to get crystal clear on who your ideal client is. Again, one ideal client, not taking over the whole world today. Ideal client, one. Next, discover what your core message is, what you stand for. Get really crystal clear on that. If you need an example for me, if you haven't been following me for a while, my core message is for people to live a life they're madly in love with. And when it comes to me focusing on my ideal client, I've adjusted my core mission. What I stand for is for women to build their dream coaching business so that they can live a life they're madly in love with. Or said another way, I really work with women to build a business and a life that they're madly in love with. That's my core message. That's what I stand for. Really get clear on that so that you can use it throughout your messaging and your storytelling and things like that. I want you to create one signature package or product. Again, group program, online course, one-on-one coaching, doesn't matter what you choose. As long as you choose it, you're excited about it and you commit to it for at least the next 12 months. Then I want you to get all of your systems and structures in place. I want you to get your email automation in place. So whether you're going to use Infusionsoft, Drip, ConvertKit, ClickFunnels, Ontraport, doesn't matter, but get a email system, automation system in place. Get your opt-in page in place and that system in place. So I use Leadpages. You could use, again, ConvertKit has opt-in pages, so does ClickFunnels, whichever you prefer to use. I want you to start off by creating one lead magnet, one kick-ass lead magnet that your ideal clients will love. If you need support figuring out what that is, I encourage you to interview or send a survey or polls to your ideal clients and understand what their biggest challenge is, and then create a lead magnet that helps them with that biggest challenge. Next, create your opt-in page so that people can opt in to your freebie. I want you to create your email sequence / sales funnel to really get people through. And then I want you to choose your primary traffic driver and work the hell out of it. So if you want to use Facebook ads, if you want to post in different Facebook groups, if you want to post on Instagram, whatever it is, pick your one primary traffic driver and work it every single day, like really work it. Find different groups, find different places to post, all that jazz. And then you can have secondary ones, again, like you can post in other areas to grow your list, absolutely. But I want you to think about like where you want to focus on for right now. Those are your current next steps. Now, if you are already have these done and you're in like advanced mode, then here are some other things that I recommend you do. You can do one thing where you can create a webinar. I really encourage you, if you're going to do webinars, to start live before you ever get to the point where you're automating them. So start with live, create a live webinar, and what you can do is you can put it in one of two places. You can either have people opt in for your lead magnet, and then on the thank you page, you can invite them to sign up for your webinar next. So it's like they got the freebie. Hey, freebie's coming. Also, I'm doing this free training. You can sign up for it now. So you can do that on the thank you page. You can also invite people to sign up for your next webinar in your email sequence. And so one way to do this so that you don't have to know the exact time and date and all that jazz, you can send an email that's like, hey, hope you're loving the freebie. Thought you might also love this webinar. Click here, and then you can have one opt-in page or create a link that they're going to go to over and over again. And maybe you just change the date and all that jazz on the page so that people just know when the latest one's coming. So those are two places you can actually do both of those if you want. Where I would introduce a webinar, it's a way for you to really build a relationship with your ideal client, for them to get to know you, and it could really do some wonders for increasing your conversions. So that's one. And then you'll also be, again, pitching from your webinar. So that's one. The other thing that you could do is you can create a tripwire. And essentially what this is, a tripwire is a product that's, bigger than a lead magnet, or, of more value than a lead magnet, but a little less than an online course. So it could be a mini course, it could be a really in-depth workbook or guide, whatever it is. It's something that you could easily sell for $7 to maybe $47, and it's really of value more than that. So let's say you do a mini course, and you're like, oh, people would totally pay $97 for this mini course. Maybe you charge $47 for it or $27 for it. And what you do is on the thank you page of your opt-in, once people opt in, you say, thank you so much. Here's something else you may like. And you offer them your mini course or your workbook or guide or something. That's, again, anywhere like $7, $17, $27, $47. Clearly, I like things that end in 7 for these things, but you can pick any number. $19, you can end in 9. For those of you that like even numbers for this, whatever you want to do, sell it for that. It could be $1. But the idea is to get people to start saying yes to you again and again. So it's like you said yes to the lead magnet, now say yes to the next thing. Maybe that next thing is a webinar. Maybe it's a tripwire, and it's something that they take their credit card out and invest in. And what I really like to do on tripwire pages is to give them like 15 minutes. So I like to put a little countdown clock and say, hey, this product is only available for the next 15 minutes, and it's heavily discounted, so you're still going to want it, and here's all the reasons why it's amazing. So I really encourage you to get all of these systems in place as your next step. Okay, now if you are like, okay, sweet, I totally know where I'm going to go next. If you are somebody who's like, I am really going to need some support getting there. I have something super amazing that I want to share with you guys, and it's only available for the next few days, depending on when you're watching this, but it's only available till October 6th of 2017. Again, if you're watching it later than this, it is not going to be available, unfortunately. So I'm going to share my screen again. And what I want you to do is I want you to head to this website. It's bit.ly and then /finish 2017 Nick, which is so that you can finish 2017 with me, Nikki, because there are, as of today, 95 days left in 2017, but you could be watching this on any day after that. So it's maybe 94, maybe it's 85, who knows. But bit.ly finish 2017 Nick. The finish has a capital F and Nick is N-I-K and it has a capital N. So I want you to head there, and what you're going to do is you're going to end up on a page that looks like this. And it'll just have an opportunity for you to buy a program that I'm literally only offering for a limited amount of time. It's only until October 6th, and it's first come, first serve because I only have a limited amount of slots. So for the first people that sign up, you're in. And then if you go to the page and it says sold out, then you will know it's sold out because it's based on my capacity, and I already have a number of one-on-one clients. But for those of you who don't already know, I am actually reducing the amount of one-on-one clients that I'm taking next year because I'm going to really scale up and focus on my signature group program. And I'm so excited because my signature group program is launching in January is when it'll start, and the card will open in right around Thanksgiving. But essentially what I'm doing is I am offering a 4-month group program that will cover all of these amazing things. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about how you can identify and release money blocks and limiting beliefs and what's holding you back. We're going to really transform any codependent, people-pleasing behavior that's you're having with either your clients or in your personal life that's impacting your business. We're going to identify your default patterns and habits, what you're doing automatically that may be hindering you having a business that you love. And for those of you that have read my stories earlier, I realized that my 14-year-old self was running my business and it was not working for me. So it's really, how can you identify who's running your business and what habits and patterns are you doing in business, and really work to transform those so that you can have a business that you really desire and do it in a way that you really enjoy. And the reason I'm telling you about my group program is because that is the bonus to working with me for the rest of the year. So what I'm offering is, and you can read more about it in the program, but essentially to finish out the rest of the year with me, to get your business up and running, to accomplish all the things that you just said that you really desire to have happen, to get your sales funnel going, to really get crystal clear on who your ideal client is, what your product is, increase and optimize those sales funnels over and over again so that you are selling products and you're on your way to 6 figures. And then, so you have me for the next 90 days. And then what you'll also have is you'll have the opportunity to get into my group program for free. So you'd essentially have me from now, whenever you sign up, until April. And you'll have 3 of those months are with me one-on-one, and then 4 of those months are in a group program where you can ask me questions in a group setting. And these are the things that we're covering in my group program. So you'll get all of this, plus really work on and discuss anything you personally want to transform or make happen in your business before the end of this year. So in my group program, we'll talk about business planning, marketing strategy, time management. We'll really get crystal clear on your ideal client, your niche, your core message. Create your signature packagings and pricing. And if you've already done this when you're working with me one-on-one, then the things that you can work on in the group program are really amazing. You can get your business systems up to date. You can upgrade your website. You can really focus on your sales structures. If you're having a challenge with your sales funnels or seeing conversions there, then we can really work on, in the group program, optimizing your sales funnels even more. We'll really work on how you can be more visible, how you can show up for your business. We'll work through any visibility blocks. We'll work through how you can create a kick-ass content strategy, an amazing social media plan, and really have it so that you are everywhere when it comes to your ideal client, and not just everywhere for the sake of being everywhere. You're everywhere and adding value. You're bringing amazing content. Your dream clients are loving you. Again, all of these bullet points are in the page. So you're going to want to go to bit.ly / I already forgot it. I don't know why. It's Finish with Nick, capital F for finish and capital N for Nick, N-I-K. And you'll see all these bullet points. So I'm just going to glance through them really quickly. But we'll work on how you can grow your list and how you can grow your Facebook group, and really work with you on my strategies that literally help you grow your list by, 1,000 people plus in 90 days. I'll really help you master sales. How can you structure your sales calls so that your dream client is left able to powerfully choose to work with you or not, and so that you're not attached to the outcome. So we'll really work on that in the group program as well. You'll get coaching skills. So I'll share with people how I coach, some of my coaching philosophies and skills, and then you can choose which coaching skills that really would work for you, that you want to adopt and bring into your practice. And then for those of you that are really killing it after working with me one-on-one, which I really love, is we'll go through advanced online marketing strategies and skills. So we'll really help you take your marketing to the next level. Again, I've been in marketing for over 10 years working for other people, and even more than that, all the marketing I've done for myself. So we'll talk about advanced marketing. We'll talk about advanced programs. So if you want to launch, group programs, online courses, intensives, retreats, any of that, I'll really work with you on how to make that happen. And then we'll talk about team building. So if you want to grow your team, you'll get all of this amazing content in my group program. I'll share with you all the mistakes that I've made as a coach, and in terms of growing my team, all the things that I would have done differently, all of that jazz you'll get from me. So this is my group program information. Plus you'll have 3 months with me to hop on the phone with me. You'll get a 3-hour intensive to really kick it off so we can really dive deep into your business, and so I can get to know your business really, really well. Then you'll also have 5 sessions with me to use throughout the year. We'll use them every other week to really continue to work on your business. You'll have a special folder where you can send me all of your marketing materials so that I can take a look at them, give you feedback. You can tweak them before they even go live. So I'm talking about your email sequence emails, your opt-in page, your actual lead magnet and opt-in. I can really look at all of that and give you feedback, and look at the copy before you go and create it and put it in production. So I'm super excited. You'll get 3 months with me plus 4 months in my group program, and the 4-month group program is free. So that's 7 months with me. And what that will look like is it's $3,500 paid in full, or it's $375 for the next 12 months. So $375 a month for the next year. And that ends up being $4,500 for 7 months coaching with me. That includes one-on-one coaching and the group program. This is literally something that I'm only offering to people on my email list, people in my Facebook group. It's literally, I've never done this before. And I was talking to a lot of people in my tribe, and it's something that I knew you guys would really love. And I really want you guys to get a lot of value out of my group program. And I want to support a small group of you guys starting now in building up your business before you get there. So I'm so excited to offer this to you. If you sign up now and pay in full, you will get the bonus of an extra 3-hour intensive with me on top of saving $1,000. So if you pay in full, you'll pay $3,500 as opposed to $4,500 with the payment plan, and you'll get a 3-hour intensive with me that you can use anytime before April. So you don't have to use it in 2017. You can wait until 2018 while you're in the group program. And if you would like some time with me, then bam, we can hop on the phone and do a 3-hour intensive. So that's what I have to offer you guys. I'm so freaking excited. Definitely, again, head to this page, check it out, sign up, get prepared, because it is going to be freaking fabulous. And again, it's only available until October 6th. So sign up. Let me know if you have any questions. Message me on Facebook. Message me in my Facebook group. Like, just tag me in a message or a post that you do there. And I am really excited to connect with you guys. If at any point you're like, oh my goodness, all of this sounds amazing, and only if you're like, I want to sign up for your program and I have concerns, and I have questions or something along those lines, then let me know and we can hop on the phone and really talk through whatever is in your way. So I love you guys so freaking much. and I will talk to you soon. Again, I'm going to head out now, but let me know if you have any questions. Bye, lovies.